Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. This is me, Inayat Afridi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, English with Inayat Afridi. This is my lecture number 85, and right in this lecture, I'm going to focus on MDCAT English preparations, and I'll continue in this lecture from 13 up to 16. So let's say first of all, MCQs number 13 for discussion. So let me have first of all MCQs number 13 right on the screen. The MCQs number 13 reads, "It grieves me you so dejected." Now, in options we have four important structures which are from the verb. And the first structure is the seeing, option number 2, see, option number 3, to see, and option number 4, to be seen. Now, before we put the correct option and the blank right in the statement, let me tell you the grammatical function of each option which are from the verb. The option number 1, seeing, is the participle form of the verb see. We add ing as the seeing. Number next is the see, which is the base form of the verb. Number 3, to see, it's the infinitive, and we have the base form of the verb see, but first we have the preposition to. So to see as actually the mark infinitive, and number 4, to be seen, is actually used in the passive voice. So you can say that it's the passive form of the verb. Now, getting back on the statement, if you take a look, it grieves me. Now, in English, the word grieves when it is directly followed by the pronoun, and in this case we have the me, which is the objective case of the pronouns I, my, and me. So me here is the objective case of the pronoun, and it directly follows the verb grieve. So the rule is that if we have the verb grieve within a sentence and that is followed by the objective case of the pronoun, in this case we use the infinitive form, and that is the marked infinitive. And marked infinitive means the to plus base form of the verb. Now, if you look at the options, option number 3 grammatically agrees with the statement. So the correct statement becomes, "It grieves me to see you so dejected." So we inserted, or we put the marked infinitive in the blank. Now, getting on the clue, verb grieves followed by pronouns takes marked infinitive. And let me tell you one thing very important, that infinitive has many forms. We have the marked infinitive, we have the unmarked infinitive, we have the participles infinitive, right? So in this case we chose the marked infinitive, to see, because the rule as the verb grieve in the sentence is followed by the pronoun me. So in this case we use the marked infinitive. So grieves me to say, grieves me to understand, grieves me to speak, grieves me to solve, grieves me to contact, and many more examples. I hope that's understood. Now, getting on MCQs number 14. So in MCQs number 14, we are given 3 important sentences, out of which only one sentence is correct and rest of the 2 are incorrect. So in the statement, it is written that choose the correct sentence. So let me have the first 3 sentences on the screen. Number 1, I regard Ahmad my best friend. This is sentence number 1. Now, sentence number B, I regard Ahmad as of my best friend. And option number C, I regard Ahmad as my best friend. Now, below these 3 important sentences, the question is given, choose the correct sentence out of the 3. Now remember, in a sentence, if we have the word regard is a specific verb and it takes as. Now, just applying this clue on the options, we have the option C, which is the correct one. And just look at that. I regard Ahmad as is my best friends. I already discussed that if we have the word regard in a sentence, it takes is within a sentence. I regard Ahmad as my best friend. For example, let me give some other clues. I regard Mr. Ali as the best politician. I regard Sir Inayat as the best English instructor, and many more examples. So regard is directly followed by the as in a sentence. Now, the clue we have, the regards takes as simply, I explained that before. So getting on MCQs number 15. Now the MCQs number 15 is about the correct usage of the prepositions, and preposition sections holds much importance in MDCAT English preparations, because it's mostly a very tough subject. So MCQs number 15 reads, don't delve at. And options, we are given 4 prepositions, out of which we have to pick the correct one. Option number 1, off. Option number 2, and. Option 3, and 2. And option 4 is off. Now remember, the verb delve is a verb and it always takes into, because delve into means to go into detail, or to explain something, or to elaborate something. So according to this, the option 3 grammatically agrees, delve into. Like for example, delve into detail, delve into explanation, and many more examples. Now, the clue for the MCQs as delve takes into, it means to elaborate something. Delve into a topic means that you are going to explain that topic in detail. You go for explanation, you elucidate that point. I hope that's understood. We have the last MCQs for discussion, and that is MCQs number 16. MCQs number 16 read, it is me who did this job. Now, the question given is the what type of sentence is this? Now, option number 1, focal. Option number 2, cleft. Option number 3, stressed. And option number 4, none. Now, the correct option is option number 2, and that is cleft. The sentence given in the question, in the statements, is a cleft sentence, because a cleft sentence begins with impersonal pronouns it, and it has the relative pronouns in the middle of the sentence. For example, if we have a sentence, it is Sir Inayat who discussed this topic. Now, the sentence is headed by it, and we have the relative pronouns in the middle of the sentence. It is Sir Inayat. Now, this clause is headed by it, and it is the impersonal pronoun. Who discussed this topic? Now, who is the relative pronoun? So, the clipped sentence basically is made up of 2 clauses. Number 1, we have the main clause headed by impersonal pronoun it, and we have the relative clause that is headed by the relative pronouns. So, clipped sentence is type of a sentence headed by impersonal pronoun it, and it is the relative pronouns in the middle of the sentence. And this been clearly explained in the clue if you take a look. A sentence headed by an impersonal pronoun at and having a relative pronouns in the middle of a sentence is called a cleft sentence. There will be many more examples. Let me have some sentence out of them. For example, we say that it is Ali who criticized my point. It was Mrs. Fatima who rejected my request. I hope that's understood. Stay with Inayat Afridi and do subscribe our channel. Thank you very much for watching.